employed, getting a job, getting through a training program, even getting through an education system. So all of that is discussed during that first intake. And then, of course, your goals. A lot of folks might have something already in mind, and they're coming to our department to get help so that they can see that through. And that might be education, that might be truck driving, that might be cosmetology, or that might even be self-employment. So it's all kind of discussed and assessed, and the consumer will go through vocational exploration activities or assessments if they need help in identifying. What if they don't know what they want to do? We're going to help them kind of figure that out and develop a pathway, a plan, which is individualized for each consumer. So it's the individual plan for employment. And that basically is the roadmap of how they're going to get from point A to point B or point Z and ultimately employed. So that's our goal, to help folks get employed and have a good living. So what are some of the services that we provide? So counseling and guidance, that's our core service. We're here to help individuals figure out or understand the labor market. If they want to go through a training program, is there a job? Is there a labor market for that particular training? So some folks used to say, okay, drones were hot, and everybody wanted to be a pilot. Well, one, it's a difficult program to get through, because you have to know latitudes, longitudes. You have to know technically how to read maps. And for example, I had one guy that I supported. We got him the drone equipment, but he came later and said, oh my gosh, Cindy, I didn't realize that I had to know latitudes and longitudes, and I couldn't do it. So we had to redirect, refigure out, okay, so that was a good try. Let's figure out something else. So that's just one example of working through a plan, working through, a goal that actually has a good labor market. Excuse me. So what other services do we do? Well, we can actually refer to independent living centers. So we can refer consumers to you for help with identifying maybe they need some soft skills training. That's just kind of one little example here. Or we can support consumers through other training programs, either vocational or education. We have a really good success story. I have another counselor here with me, and I'm sorry I didn't even introduce her. But she is working with a gal who is a quadriplegic. She has a significant spinal muscular atrophy, and she uses a power chair. But she just was accepted to Sac State, and she's in the dorms, and they're working with her. The Sac State is working with her to accommodate the room, so she has, the appropriate access to her independent living needs. And we're going to help her with some other assistive technology, which is IT equipment for a laptop, but voice activated software, books, supplies, whatever she needs to, to get through school. But assistive technology is not, it's a community process. It takes a lot of agencies to actually help somebody with really significant barriers and limitations, but this young lady is going to be a neuropsychologist. She's smart, super smart. And, just by having the right accessibility and the right equipment, she's going to do just fine. She's going to be great at it. So anyway, gee, what else can we talk about here? So wait, excuse me just a second. I'm going to turn my camera off. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so any questions about the application, the interview, the plan? Jump in, feel free, unmute.
This is for you guys. Please ask any questions you might have, any scenarios that you have where consumers are concerned, and without sharing, obviously, private information, but you can give scenarios, you can ask any questions. This is the time.
So I'm going to pose a question to all of you. Do you know where to find DOR services?
Good question.
Where I can't see the chat, so I don't know what's going on.
I can unmute. I see somebody that's listed as iPad.
They have a question.
Oh, hi. Sorry. This is Joe from Silicon Valley Independent Living Center. And I had a question. I just couldn't reach the unmute button, which was, could you talk about any partnerships that DOR may have with any companies that may be able to offer like an internship or work experience in that way?
Yeah, we do definitely. We have a regional business specialist, and he does help. Actually, we have 4 in our district, and they do coordinate different either volunteer experiences or we have work experience where we can provide like 300 hours of paid work experience. And it just depends on, oh gosh, what employer is willing to work with us and work with the consumer. So we also have, there's the state internship program, and that's for those who work with Alta Regional and have developmental disabilities. And let's see, we work with the schools, high schools, transition age youth, and we can work programs. Oh gosh, just to give you a list of employers, state agencies, those are mainly the volunteer and also those who are going through the state internship program with Ultra Regional and DOR. And that's a process. Goodness gracious. Let's see. You should probably invite a regional business specialist to join one of your meetings. He could give you a whole lot of information. Even DAS, which is our disability access section. So
You said regional business specialist?
Regional business specialist.
And that's through Department of Rehabilitation as well, right?
Spencer Hope is our lead for working with businesses.
Okay, and then I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was the other one that you were about to say?
Oh, disability access services, and it's a section within DOR, And they actually do trainings and presentations, and they have a lot of information also about assistive technology. So they might be another good resource for you all.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so what we do, we're in the field. We work directly with consumers. Spencer, our regional business specialist, he works directly with the employers. And our disability access services, that section, they work kind of a mixture of businesses, but also they can do internal trainings. Just to give you more information about different types of, working with folks with disabilities, sensitivity training, and Spencer can do that as well. But there's a lot of information out there for all of you to access, which is really super important. And it's all about collaboration and networking. And we used to say here in our office that counselors are as skilled as the resources they have available. It takes a community. It's not a one-on-one thing. So anyway, so what else would you like to know? I know I talked about a little bit about, we have that one successful young lady who is starting her education at Sac State, and that's wonderful. But assistive technology can also be as simple as getting a live scribe pen if you have attention deficit, or if you're not able to take copious notes and you need a little extra help. It's better than a recording device because you have some control about how to organize your paper. So those, it can be as, complex as working with somebody who has a power chair and voice activated software to, maybe they need just simple voice activated software within a computer and some training on how to use it. Headphones for, distractibility. There are a lot of things that are low cost that are very surprising in terms of accommodating an individual. And if you have never used or explored the Job Accommodation Network, Jan, oh my gosh, that is a phenomenal site with a ton of information on a disability and how that disability can be accommodated in a workplace. So it's, if you haven't done it, oh my gosh, you really need to explore that site.
I have a question for you, Cindy. Do you guys work, or have you had an example where a consumer has a piece of AT through school, but is going to age out and transitions out, and then maybe loses that piece of AT? Could they go through DOR to continue to use it if they were to go to college or go to even work or anything like that?
Well, if they're a consumer, oh, absolutely, we would make sure they have to have, we're going to help provide whatever assistive technology to help them with that program. And I don't want to say anything and everything because we do have parameters, but we're going to do what we can so that that individual is successful. And a laptop is the easiest thing to do.